Hi, everybody. This is Pastor Susan, and welcome to another day of devotions as we are asking questions of God this week. Questions about our faith and our belief. And one of the questions, have you ever wondered why there are times when God doesn't seem to be fair? I mean, look around our world. Why is there such a disparity between those who have and those who don't? And I think for me, every single day, I see people who don't have, and for no fault of their own. Some who are dealing with mental illness and poverty, and physical illness, things that go on that are beyond our capability of doing anything about individually. As I said, in terms of some of these issues, we do have some power collectively to be about doing justice in our world and making this world a better place for people to get the help that they need, whether it's mental health or physical health or health care or ways of coming out of poverty. We do that together, but individually it's very, very difficult. So why is God unfair? Well, I was reading something recently, and this was kind of a statement that caught me off guard. But it said, well, if God was really fair, we'd all be in a whole load of trouble. Because, as Romans 3:23 tells us, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Not a one of us can earn or deserve God's grace because we fall short. But that's what grace is, isn't it? That is what grace is, that God gives us. While we were yet sinners, Christ came and showed us a different way to be in this world, living a life of grace, living a life we don't deserve, and yet God gives to us because God so loves the world. So I'm thankful for that. But let's get back to this question of God not being fair. I'm going to read you a familiar parable, probably for some of you, from Matthew 20, that talks about this fairness of God or unfairness. And it's called The Laborers in the Vineyard. Listen to these words again. For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. After agreeing with the laborers for the usual daily wage, he sent them into his vineyard. He went out about 9 o'clock, and he saw others standing idle in the marketplace, and he said to them, "You also go into the vineyard. I'll pay you whatever's right." So they went. When he went out again about noon and 3 o'clock, he did the same. And about 5 o'clock, he went out and found others standing around, and he said to them, "Why are you standing here idle all day?" They said to him, "Because nobody's hired us." He said to them, "You also go into the vineyard." When the evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his manager, "Call the laborers and give them their pay, beginning with the last and then going to the first." When those hired about 5 o'clock came, each of them received the usual daily wage, the whole thing. Now when the first came, they thought that they would receive more, because of course they saw that the people who came at 5 o'clock and only worked an hour got the whole day's wage. So he thought, But each of them also received the usual daily wage. And when they received it, they grumbled against the landowner, saying, "These last ones only worked 1 hour, and you made them equal to us who borne the burden of the day in the scorching heat." But the landowner replied to one of them, "Friend, I'm doing you no wrong. Did you not agree with me for the usual daily wage? Take what belongs to you and go. I choose to give to this last the same as I gave to you. Am I not allowed to do what I choose with what belongs to me? Or are you envious because I am generous?" So the last will be first, and the first will be last. I don't know about you, but I am so grateful for this story that tells us about God and God's will to save everybody, no matter how late it is in the day. God is at work. God is always, always, always making God's self available, always reaching out, always doing that good work so that you and I can know. Now, here's the thing, and this is where I want to give you a heads up. The earlier you accept the invitation, the more you get to experience the life that means. So choose today, and don't worry about who may not be coming until the last, because today is the day that God says to you, follow me once again, and come and be about this work that leads to life eternal. Maybe so in your life, maybe so in mine. And may we be about that work that truly does lift others up as well. Amen and amen.